I mean, like, and in today's day and age, we kind of get on our athletes for having all these canned answers and canned responses and being all politically correct and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Embiid is a total opposite.
Yeah. Celtics and Lakers, blood rivals forever, right? Phil Jackson, though, right now, I guarantee you, is probably studying Danny Ainge and the way he turned those 2008 Celtics around. Because those Celtics were tanking like a mother. To follow up on that point, think about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins, right? But because LeBron is 30 years old, and because they're trying to win right now, they got to flip him for Kevin Love. There are a lot of people out there right now that are saying that was not the best move for the Cavaliers to make. Coming into Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals, we knew that either way, we'd have a great story. It'd either be the game where the Spurs bounced back from the crushing Game 6 defeat, or the game where the Miami Heat effectively stole the NBA championship. Hi, I'm Moke Hamilton of SheridanHoops.com here at the American Airlines Arena, where the Miami Heat have entered basketball immortality and captured their second straight NBA championship. The Spurs came in here tonight knowing that if they lost to the Heat here, they would have the task of beating them in 2 consecutive playoff games if they wanted to win the title. That was something the Spurs did not want to have to try to tackle, and I think you saw that tonight in their effort. That they had to get at least one of these 2 games here in Miami, and 19 for 21. That is unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. They broke a record set by the Chicago Bulls many, many moons ago for field goal percentage in the first quarter of the game. So an amazing performance by them all the way around.
Yeah, they put up the coaches that could be out if their team loses in the first round.
Well, speaking of coaches, I'm giving you my Jason Kidd look today with no tie. I hope you like it, Noah.
Yeah, just don't miss any shots from the outside.
Or spill a soda on the court, right?
I appreciate that.
No, in the Western Conference, no, I'm actually looking directly at Terry Stotts, the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, after beginning the season 24-6, the Trailblazers kind of sputtered down the stretch. They finished this season 18-11. And the major thing with Stotts is when you have a coach that's kind of getting to the end of his contract, you really got to kind of look over your shoulder and wonder. You got to kind of wonder if maybe if the team underachieves, maybe if they get bounced in the first round, maybe if he'll be given the axe. We've certainly seen head coaches become more disposable over the past couple of years in the NBA. So if I'm Terry Stotts, I'm watching my back.
Anybody else on your mind, or are you with Brian on that?
Well, I'm with Brian, but the first thing is, man, the turnstile thing. I told you that in confidence. But it's funny. So, being the SNYNets.com executive editor, Jerry Stackhouse and Keith Bogans, it's funny. These guys, the Nets have a pretty loaded backcourt now, and either one of those guys, I think, would fit seamlessly into what the Knicks need to do at that 2-guard spot. Mainly because you don't really want Jason Kidd to be in a situation where you're leaning on him to be J.R. Smith's primary backup at the 2. So I do think bringing in another shooting guard is probably something that the Knicks should look to do. If he can play a little defense, it'd be great. But I kind of agree with Brian. They need someone that can keep the floor spaced and hit some jumpers from the 2.
As far as the hard cap is concerned, from all media accounts, the owners are willing to negotiate not having a hard cap. But what's really interesting about that is there was no hard cap in the first place. So now the owners come and they say, okay, union, we want this, we want that, we want shorter contracts, etc. And in exchange, we're willing to drop our demand for the hard cap.
You gotta hope that the Spurs miss a few shots. That's one thing. To be perfectly honest with you, Noah, I think that their defensive scheming, I think it was pretty good. I mean, they ran Danny Green off the three-point line a lot. He just happened to make a lot of dives to the basket. Kawhi Leonard shot the ball very, very well. If there's one thing the Heat certainly need more of, they need better production from Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has really been non-existent for them thus far in these finals. I think they need more from him. Chris Bosh, only 4 shot attempts. Maybe you get a little more action with him, obviously with the big shot in Game 2. They have some work to do, but as long as the Spurs don't shoot 90% from the field, I think they'll be okay. I thought the best thing was with the whole situation with Brian Colangelo. With the whole burner Twitter. So first of all, when we're talking about burner Twitter, you can't use that term. That's like a millennial term.
Yes. Burner.
So that term exists because of Kevin Durant, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay.
Of course.
So Joel Embiid called Kevin Durant out for having a burner Twitter account.
Yes, right.
So we got to put that in the Embiid Hall of Fame.
History repeated itself. Last year in Game 5 against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Miami Heat got timely three-point shooting from Mike Miller. In Game 7 against the Spurs, it was Shane Battier. Battier hit 6 of his 8 three-point attempts in Game 7, and he helped the Heat maintain their floor spacing in the 29 minutes that he gave Eric Spoelstra and his team.
Obviously, international competition, the international players, they're not nearly as good as the NBA competition. Carmelo is playing with LeBron James and with Kobe Bryant. Those are the people he's going to be competing against once the NBA season kicks off. So though he had a great performance yesterday, though he made 10 3-pointers, and though he shot amazingly well, you got to wait to see if he can do that in the NBA. Now, Carmelo's playing a lot of